Hmm. God bless you, noble being. Thank you for your sacrifice to bring us this stream here tonight. Hi, hello. I am Slappy Meats. This is my stream. You may notice from the title of the stream. But we are here with Drums of the Empire, D&D. Once again, I am joined by my homies here, one of which is this black void of tentacles next to me. This is Lolo Man.
Hey, Lolo, everyone. It's me, Lolo, and I'm playing one who leans, the mushroom-filled druid cleric healer of the group.
Yes. Fuck, I forgot to introduce my character. I just introduced myself. Shit. In addition to Slappy
Unacceptable.
Meats, I am also Sildove, the Dampier Rogue, with more than a little bit brewing under the surface. Now, moving along clockwise, we've got Selnica.
Hello, I'm playing Felemy, the Alpha Paladin who's more than a little fate touched, especially in the head, and I'm basically the headache of the party as opposed to its moral leash. I'm basically the chaos.
The one that may need to be leashed on occasion.
You're welcome to try.
Oh, okay.
There's a reason I'm the group babysitter.
Speaking of, we have Moonlight Kisune.
Greetings all. I play Yozora, Team Warlock, Scholar, and as I just mentioned, babysitter.
And Fuzzy Fox.
In hiding.
Yeah. And speaking of Fuzzy, we've got with us our precious bunny boy, Bunny Bee.
And I am forever your Tabaxi Ranger, Drake Warden, Wither.
And leading this merry band of sweethearts, we've got our oh-so-wonderful DM, our beneficent, magnanimous, generous, handsome, and good-smelling Shorley, who would do nothing but kindness to his party, Iron Mog.
Surely, that is me. Hail and well met once more. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a hot minute since we've been over here in Slappyland. It's good to see you all. You're all beautiful, and I'm excited to be back. We missed you. I hope you missed us. I hope we have some more fun, some more grand excitement, some more adventure today. What you may have missed in the interceding period of time
It's been a while. Yeah.
is that, hey, we won a big, bad fight against a whole army, in fact. Afterwards, we came back to town. We were going to have a little party, a nice little celebration to, just show some thanks, some appreciation, and just flat out celebrate the fact that not only are we still alive, we actually won. We beat the Empire and pushed them back. There was a quick tangent that took all of our heroes all the way across Yomei to the very eastern side along the very southern tip in the region known as the Styrian. This is where most of the Fey folk are known to congregate, where there's a very Fey influence in the government and in the environment and in the peoples there, including this group that seems to be benevolent outwardly. Perhaps they have, they're Fey, right? Of course they have ulterior motives. I feel like saying Fey already says it. Of course they do. Being that they are all Fey and members of this Fey council, they had quite a connection to Yozora. So we got to learn a little bit more about Yozora, the threat back at home that has been going on, and it seems that the Hags, a group of Fey creatures that were cast out and exiled long ago by the Archfey herself for not being cool kids and just being chill. They ruined it for themselves and nearly everyone else. The Archfey expelled them, and since they have sworn revenge. This is one of those ages old, long time, long game. They have sworn revenge, and it seems they are now finally in a point where they are moving to take their revenge upon the Archfey and the Fey herself. And that is what this threat that Yozora has been out and about trying to search out, figure out what's going on, and find. And finally, we've got some clues, some steps towards what might be going on there. The hags and their plans are quite afoot on Yomei, it seems.
Also explain why the person who I thought I was initially hunting was able to have an artifact that made him basically immune to Fey magic.
Mm-hmm.
Unless filtered through a kitsune.
They have also discovered that these hags are working with the same demonic entity that they'd already discovered was likely behind the Oni, the foul-wind Oni they encountered in the woods, and the unfortunate loss of our dear companion Boan. And these two entities, the hags and the demons, are also working with whoever is truly in power, whoever actually is the seat of the Empire's power, whoever is sitting there. They're also working at the same time with them. And they are all apparently working to find a forge. Somewhere hidden within Yomei is this ancient forge created by the ancient Star Elven empires that was a weapon to be used in worst case scenario, break glass, use weapon, save all of life and creation. But now it seems we've come into a race between these ill-meaning forces of darkness and our heroes, who are learning now just how truly important Yomei might end up being.
Can't really break the glass. Someone took away the little hammer.
And if my memory serves, it was implied that my rapier might be the key to finding the blasted forge.
It certainly seems that it might have a hand in it, or at least be one of the steps along the way.
Still cursing at the other D&D party that's making our lives have to deal with this mess.
Thanks, guys.
Don't
I
worry.
mean,
They've got their own problems. They are in the midst of a boss fight that, we'll see how they do.
It'll be fine. We
I
can't let the
trust.
Empire find the forge. It'll be fine as long as it doesn't activate. It activated.
I mean, I'm thinking if they really need the sword to find it or do something with it, they'll get us. Because them Fey bitches can teleport.
That's true, kid. We got some teleportation shenanigans that may be afoot as well. Got to keep an eye on that.
Not to mention whoever the hell is in the armies there in our side, who the hell the spies are.
Oh, that's true. That's true. It seems that every once in a while the enemy does seem to know a little bit that only someone who had been there might know. So we'll see. Maybe there's something up with that. Maybe you're all under just constant observations. They're just scrying you out. None of you have any sort of, prevention on that. So maybe they're just being terrible metagamers. I can see that happening. The DM's not very good at his job. But regardless, we eventually came back from that meeting with the Fey Council, and we did get our party. And it was a hell of a party. Everyone had a good time. Even one who leans got to enjoy and partake in the festivities, have a bite to eat, as it were. We met some other fun and wonderful friends who are the escorts, the ones who are ostensibly supposed to be guarding our wonderful, mysterious Noodle House enjoyer.
And someone may well have unleashed chaos upon Yomei.
There is, in fact, it seems that there may, in fact, be some Fey vanilla now that is going to be traveling around Yomei and be using a lot of local cooking ingredients, I am sure. And I'm sure nothing bad or untoward will come of that at all. And Dove also seemed to hook up with probably the hottest guy at the party.
Oh, God.
Classic.
Oh, yeah.
Classic Sail Dove.
My buff hyena or jackal boy. I forget which.
Mhm.
I mean,
I
if you all
think
end
the-
up in the arms of
The buff
someone,
Kenra.
are you really partying?
So I have, in fact, a question for Saildove. Will you be escorting your entertainment for the night after the party, or will you let them go at the end of the party? You know, you're done. Just, thanks for a good time. Go sleep it off. Your choice. Which one? Will you be carrying them around with you? Delicious arm candy? Or are you going to sit them in bed?
I do like having arm candy with me.
All right, I dig
Just
it.
show
Okay.
off a little bit, and not paying him a lot of attention, but just letting him follow at his will, letting him tag along.
All right.
Because of course, as long as he's with me, and he might be interested in a round 3 or 4, we can always peel away.
All right, cool. I needed to know that
Yeah.
for a couple things. Now, at this party, Yazora was approached by Pawnee, who handed a message, it seems, directly from the will of the Empire. And, a little bit of like knowing nod to Yazora was like, you might want to, let the homies know. Gather up when you're done partying. It's time to be serious.
That was the plan.
And so Yazora had, I believe, at one point or another, used Chibiusuke to go around and tell everybody, hey, after we're done here, we may need to talk.
Yep. Also, not only to fill in, Pawnee and them about what the hell we learned, because, talking about that in the middle of a party is probably not the brightest idea.
Yeah, and everybody should share the anthrax envelope.
Yeah, and yeah. But, yeah. Sharing all that information we learned from the Fey Council in the middle of a party doesn't seem like a bright idea. So take just a moment to relax, enjoy ourselves. Someone's got to drag Dove away from his arm candy.
So if we're worried about scrying, we just need to go grind 4 more levels for Wither.
So we'll pick up tonight. We'll start off. The party did eventually wind down. Everybody started packing up, cleaning, doing whatever their tasks. Our party of heroes here has meandered their way back through the wilderness, eventually to the outskirts of Bannock 2, where they've been staying when they're in and around the village. And we'll pick up there, basically on the road back.
At some point during the party, before breaking away from our curious new acquaintances, sending my cute arm candy off to get go to some refreshments, would you?
Of course.
I'm a bit parched after all that. Despite drinking his blood. But I will I'll pass along a small vial of
Oh yes, the blood.
essence to
guarantee
our
you
goblin
that
friend.
That will end up in Gabby's inventory. I assure
Wonderful.
you.
With the little I guess advice that I think you'll find that lust and passion makes the flavor far more rich and enjoyable than anything else.
Yeah. Gabby the goblin, it's like, Yazora did not eat any of the soup she made. It's just like, your fingers are in this soup. I've put up with a lot, leaving, behind the, for lack of a term, royal kitchens, but
I know you're missing out.
I have a
Good
limit.
stuff. That's fair. That's
Good
fair.
stuff.
And
Gotta
so
know
I
your
just
boundaries.
prestidigitation the edit away so that nobody knew I really didn't eat it.
All right.
Just sticking with all the stuff I had Chibi swiping and letting Chibi be a little pest.
Oh, okay. He's coming with me after the party too. Okay.
What's nice about hyena people is that boy or girl, you can still bottom.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
But yeah, that was why I asked. Yeah, he's gonna be hanging out as long as you're not sending him away. He's ready and willing to hang out.
He's a spy! I attack.
Oh shit! I knew it. Finally, the martial arc for One Orleans. One who kicks ass.
You said that. My initial reaction was Jarate. Please tell me I'm not the only one who got
Oh no,
that.
I was sniper. I was a
Yeah.
sniper man.
God damn it.
Okay.
He knows mushroom foo.
Mushroom.
I was an engineer main, but yeah.
Shroom cutter. Anyway, most of the activity is further north of you, since that leads back to the actual heart of Bondoc 2. Like Mio's shop is probably a large hub of activity at the moment, as they probably bring tables back, bring in like food and all the ale and all that. But here, in the outskirts, along this southern road, as you come back, it's fairly quiet. There's not a lot going on.
Wasn't Pani supposed to meet us as well?
I mean,
I'm
No?
actually thinking that it's like, do we want to have this conversation now, or do we want to wait till Dove is done with his his arm candy?
I can send him away as needed, but are we meeting Pani just meeting after the party?
he
Or
is
the
right
morning.
there.
Right. Oh.
Also, just because I noticed
Oh,
it,
no.
my
Yes.
icon's wrong.
Oh yeah, this is an old token.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got the new art.
Yep, courtesy once again of DreamScript.
Oh, now, let's not be rude to our good puppy here. I squint under his chin.
And there we go. My perpetually annoyed.
But yes, did I miss something? Were we supposed to have some serious business amidst our affairs?
Again, as mentioned, I had Chibi go around the entire party, and I spoke through Chibi about, hey, yeah, we need to talk. Something's come up.
Okay.
Not trying to, broadcast it to the entire party, the entire celebration. There we go. That, hey, we've got some, correspondence with the Empire of the Void. Whatever the hell we're calling it at this point. Children of the Void, so on and so forth.
Oh shit. Okay, then yeah. After
This one-
Dove was busy, I guess I got the word.
This one is curious as to what the matter might be. Does this require the aforementioned privacy?
Yes, Pawnee knows about it because she's the one who handed me this information, but we don't want to, broadcast too loudly. / put others in danger if we can help it.
Uro will gently reach over and tap Dove on the shoulder, leaning in close. It seems that this may be adventuring business, and I might be best to make myself scarce.
That works for me. Yes. We've got some serious affairs to handle. Wonderful party, though. Should play again soon.
He nods, almost as if like this isn't something he's unexpected to. Like it's not new to him. Very well. I will be nearby if you wish to see me again. Just find me. And he gestures at the large building where the animals are kept.
Oh, you're impossible to miss.
He will smirk, slowly disentangle himself from Dove, and head over here.
There's this glow about Dove. It's not what one would call romantic. It is satisfied. It is smug.
It's antique Rome more than romantic.
Ah.
Ah.
Ha. Anyways, let's find a place where we can all fit in and read this wonderful letter.
How about this building to the south of us?
But let's say this is basically where all of us have been staying, is in these 3 buildings right here.
I usually have my tree, but you know.
We're generally in this area. I know I'm in the building to the north normally, so... So door closed and looking around. Let's have Chibi on lookout.
As you open the door and step inside, Pawnee greets you.
Yeah!
Ah.
She
This one,
slowly
please.
and calmly sips some tea and nods your way.
Do not mind Wither doing a handstand.
I'm leaning against the wall. But, you know.
I've got Chibi basically just on the roof looking around.
Inclining her head slightly, she looks around at all of you. Have you read the message yet?
We were just about to.
Message.
Very well.
Yes. Yozora pulls out of their pocket the letter. Yes, this was apparently delivered, addressed to us, gesturing to the party, from the Empire. The children of... okay, because I'm still getting everything. Above the table, it was... We're calling them the Children of the Void, right?
The
Empire of the Void, yeah.
Empire of the Void, okay.
This is from the will of the
Oh.
Empire.
No, it's something that was from... It was Pawnee's mentioned. I remember this, that the seal is from the Second Age, from the Empire of Shadow, a.k.a. the Empire of the Void.
Oh,
That is
hells.
the seal that is on it, yep.
Okay.
Would you mind if I took a look at that envelope briefly?
Yeah. Sorry. Making sure I got all my ducks lined up. Even if I gotta nail their little bills to the damn fence. Anyways. Yozora will calmly just hand the envelope over, to Dove. It's like, this was handed to me, and it was apparently addressed specifically to our group.
With my stylish gloves on, I'm going to inspect this letter for signs of turnabout.
I love it. Make that investigation.
This one can detect poison and disease if required.
That would
If you
be
would like
helpful,
to
I
do the
think.
same.
I'm just gonna press a digitation to clean my hands
Okay.
and robe.
Hmm.
There we go.
Clean the envelope and remove the ink inside.
I specifically said my hands and robe.
Dove, this is basically your area of expertise. This is so in your wheelhouse. You've likely even done this a time or two at your job within the city,
Mhm.
for probably various individuals that work there or various individuals related to the establishment. So you can't really roll lower than a 16. Basically,
Okay.
a passive investigation on this. And with a 16, you are confident that if there were any sort of poisons or um, topicals of any sort, you would be able to detect them. You also are confident that if there were something like inside of it that were meant as a threat, like perhaps a sharp needle that might poke through when you try to open
Mhm.
it or crack the seal, you don't detect any of those as well. This seems at least as safe and genuine as can be assumed,
Mhm.
considering its source.
Flicking the envelope, holding it up to the light, feeling between my glove for any slickness or residue. There you go. I'll hand it back. Seems fine. Not even any perfume. Oh, how classless.
Fair.
Okay, did one who leans want to do that check as well?
For poison?
You said you could, so I'm like, were you going to, or
Yeah, you wanted to detect
Uh,
poison and disease, yes or no?
If you got an hour.
You've got all the time you need.
Actually, it's a ritual, so I can do it in 10 minutes. But yeah, it would take 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
I will offer you my seal of approval, as it were.
After you complete the ritual, and the whole time Pawnee is just sitting there calmly. She almost seems to nod as first Dove checks it over, and then you start preparing this ritual as if she's like, "Yeah, that's exactly how I might do this."
Mhm.
fuck it, I might as well do an Arcana check to see if I can detect any magic on the thing.
Absolutely, go ahead.
That'd be a 12. Curses.
Well, since everyone's checking, I'm just gonna use a divine sense to check it myself.
Well, with our luck, if we don't check this, that's gonna be the thing that blows up in our face, and we have to go, why didn't we check that?
And that's how we TPK'd. Ba-da-bup.
Nuke.
Please no.
The one time you should have, the one time you didn't check is the one time you should have.
You never know when an envelope's going to be connected to a thermonuclear device.
Yo, that's true though.
I don't think there's anything I can do to it to help either, so I'm gonna leave it alone.
Anything I need to roll for
It's
that
being
divine
pretty
sense?
thoroughly inspected right now.
I know, but we're obviously going for the overkill, so I was just chiming myself in.
And for your divine sense, I don't believe you need to roll anything for you. You basically just activate it and it's doing things.
Awesome. So, do I see anything?
It's getting to it.
I need to check some notes real quick, just in case.
Mhm. The magic mouth inside says, "Sup."
And before I look at the letter, and I'm just blinded by the radiance of Zelda.
Yeah, this spicy mixture of fiend and undead.
I mean, yeah, when like, for instance, like the poison and disease, Dove lights up.
Oh, come now.
You have a bunch of teas that technically would count as
Oh,
some
yeah,
sort
on
of
me?
poison.
Yeah, in my inventory, I do have a bunch of
Yeah,
questionable
you're like
chemicals.
your bag just lights up.
Yeah, I just detect poison and everything about Dove starts lighting up.
But yeah, I needed to look up a couple of things you have on you just in case any of them are diseases or poisons. And no, nothing out of the ordinary seems to light up for that. And then, of course, when Philomene does their divine sense again,
Immune to
Dove
disease.
lights up a little bit. Some of Yozora and some of One Who Leans light up a little bit.
Yeah,
One will
I go Christmas tree.
Yeah,
A
there's
little
more to
flex
the
to the lights.
myconoids than meets the eye, FYI. Winky face.
And I know my specific subset of the Kitsune is have connections to the divine anyways. It's where I get my ability to speak Celestial.
Yep, there's a little bit of celestial in Yozora.
Bellamy will raise an eyebrow at One will but otherwise just give the thumbs up.
Wither. You can trust Wither. You know that for sure now.
Mm-hmm.
They're just a tabaxi.
Who's currently upside down.
Damn it!
I'm leaning against the wall. God damn it! I finally figured out how to turn my character, and
I just trust Widow to be my partner in chaos.
Oh, Banu, you're wonderful.
Also, I just saw, I don't remember where, I saw a cheat code, like we're talking about detection. If you're looking for a wizard in a crowd, you just cast locate object on Bat Guano.
Yes,
Yep.
I know. I saw that short. I know exactly which one you're talking about. Because Bat Guano is a material component in the spell Fireball, and what wizard doesn't have Fireball? Hi.
Yep.
Unless they're not high enough. But yeah, that's 100% a good way to go. Oh, right there, right there, right there.
So, question: Who has it? Who has the envelope currently right now?
That'd be me.
I believe Yozora has. Nobody has detected or noticed anything about it that is dangerous, threatening, or otherwise unexpected. It seems to, at least as far as anybody can tell, be the genuine article and to be of a nature that it wanted to reach you and not kill you
Yep.
immediately.
It is either safe or so dangerous that we cannot tell. Either way, only opening will reveal the truth.
Wither decides to walk up to Yozora, grab the envelope, and open it.
Just sorry. Started talking with my hands and then went, oh great, I need to actually, press a button. Yozora, who was about to open it, just like, really?
I think it's a little overkill, but
We're dealing with an
Here.
empire who's trying to end all of life as we know it.
He's got built-in letter
Across-
openers.
and we've got
Right.
two people that have specialties. Actually, three. I'm sorry.
Besides, Wither's got the claws. Just leather opener. Just bam,
Yep.
done.
Yep,
There
just
you go.
quick little swipe across the top, and
Absolutely.
hands
With
it back to Yozora.
It is
There.
open. Nothing untoward happens. Yozora.
Oh, let us read
Okay,
this
good
thing,
boy.
shall we? I shall. Was it a scroll or a natural letter? So it's either unfurl or unfold, one of the two.
It unfolds.
Okay, I will unfold this letter that is probably going to be us being told that we're, fighting on the wrong side and threatening us and yada yada blah blah blah.
You guys give too much credit to the bad guys. Seriously.
In real life, above the table, I've watched enough and played enough media that's like,
Oh my
that's something I expect. I know I annoyed a friend of mine way back
god.
during roleplay days for like Sonic the Hedgehog. He's like, my character's like, let's push the big red shiny red button and trigger whatever trap my friend who had set up the encounter. How did you know?
Sweet Christ, please read this letter.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well,
Reading the
Bobby,
letter.
greetings, representatives of the Prime Plane in the City of Doors. The forces you currently have within the contested territories, I assure you, are truly of no match for what I, my superiors, and my allies have currently that we might bring to bear against you and yours. Should you wish to remain upon the surface of Yomei, the Empire of Shadow is willing to take it as a declaration and act of war, and our ages-old conflict will begin once more. You unfortunately do not have the Aven at this point to act as your buffer, to protect as you skulk about in the darkness and in the background. We will bring all that we have. We know where the breach is. We know where Oblivion rests. And we know where your settlement is being built. And we are willing and able to crush it at a moment's notice. When I arrive, your representatives of your vanguard will surrender themselves to me and return with me to the Forbidden City, where they will answer for the crimes they have committed against our sovereign lands. Further, you will retreat all of your forces, all of your allied personnel, and all of your goods back into the door. I do not care where you go after that. They just cannot remain on Yomei. We know you are without the City Lord. You are nearly defenseless. You are listless, leaderless. Oblivion walks once more through creation. You have more fires and more problems than you could ever possibly hope to deal with. Even the Tree of Life itself has come under assault. Should you instead choose the foolish path and refuse, I will, and I promise you this, to you, group, specifically, I will destroy that small, worthless little village that you've decided to make friends with. I will level it, burn it. There will be foundations only because they have melted into the ground. Look up the history. Anytime the will of the Empire is opposed, it is the same exact fate every time. Each one of those words is like emphasized, period after each one.
Clap emoji.
Yeah.
Bellamy is giving an epic level eye roll right now.
You're welcome to scoff and
Uh-huh.
dismiss this. And dismiss this. As I am sure you will, as all of you always do. And I will be happy to hunt each of you down. Should you not be brave enough to face me instead, if you wish to see that miserable village saved, if you wish to remain upon Yomei, you'll have to go through me, or I will hunt each of you down, flay you alive, and use you as stock for my next generation of aberrations and horrors.
Way ahead of you, buddy.
To Pawnee specifically, old friend, I look forward to meeting you once more on the field when these fools inevitably fail. Pawnee continues to sip her tea quietly.
This one believes some elaboration might be in order.
I thought we had a flair for the dramatic.
I really want to finish watching the John Wick series.
Wither's
Honey.
just sitting here with a low growl as he hears each of these words.
Dove scoots up on the hammock, kind of up against the post, and actually like sticks to the wall in the corner, just one leg up, like a teamster on lunch break, and just. Is it story time, Pawnee?
Pawnee will set her tea down and gently fold her hands, resting them in her lap.
This is indeed the only valuable detail in this letter.
Yeah, and we already know we're stuck here. We can't let them have access to the unique resource this planet has to it.
Right.
The rest
All
of
the
it
rest.
might as well be hot air. Hot ink?
Bullshit. Lots of shit talking. But the details we got from that that are interesting to us are that the will of the Empire is aware of the City of Doors and the state of the City Lord, and has a history with our dear friend Pawnee.
Though I will note that I don't believe it is much hot ink, given what we've learned about the history of this land recently and how every time this will was enforced, lots of people died, or lots
The
of life
fact
died.
is,
Whatever.
the fact is, it matters not. There is no choice at the moment. We must oppose this thing. Whether or not we can is irrelevant.
Whether or
Good
not we're
point.
capable of it is not it is not the matter. The fact is all these are is loudly proclaiming what a threat they are, as if we didn't already know.
Yozora's going to turn their gaze towards Pawnee, just to, like, okay, we got our
Yes.
conversation out of the way. What do we have from you?
Out of all apocalyptic threats, this one did not expect one to be petty. Pawnee, what is this relationship that is alluded to?
Pawnee takes a deep breath, looks over at Wither. When you fight someone and truly hate them, you know finally what it is to have a friend you will never lose. Your hatred. That this individual would introduce themselves as my friend and look forward to seeing me on the field of battle again. I can tell you, it is more than likely an individual I have already faced, and I can tell you which one, if my beliefs are correct.
Speculation
on.
or not, it would be more information than we have currently.
The more we know,
Continue.
the better a plan we can outline.
There was a world that the Empire came to, and that we tried to stop them from taking. This was during the Second Age, just at the height of the decline of the war. The message mentions the Aven. They were very much the boundary between all of creation and this empire. The Avens had built an empire themselves that rivaled even the elves' former glory. But they couldn't stand against the empire. All they could do was slow its advance, so we could hopefully try to figure something out. one of the worlds is a world that, and she gestures over at Wither, that I'm not even sure you are aware is the world where you once came from.
Wither's eyes go wide.
It had been speculated and a hotly debated topic. Your specific stature, build, even your accent and the way you speak. It wasn't from any of the Tabaxi clans that we know of, or any of the worlds with Tabaxi that we still know of to be free. But it was similar to one that, if you remember, Aaron, the Dragonborn, is one that he knew. It was from his world.
Go on. He doesn't even blink. He's
So he's Australian?
The world that they came from, the world that we believe is the one you as well came from, is Istoreth.
okay.
I fought the Empire there for a time to a standstill, but they do not ever seem to slow. You heard that the one world that has ever repelled the Empire did so at a great cost. She gestures towards Zora.
Yes, we recently learned about that. Dumb
We have only
question. I
recently-
don't think I've ever revealed that I'm actually a kitsune to her. Wait, no, she could have just passed the the check. Never mind. Ignore me.
She doesn't know. She just knows that you're Fae, and this is Fae related.
Okay, never mind.
This information has only recently become known to us within the city. A world did repel the shadow at great cost. I failed. And the commander of the Shadow's forces there was an Illithid. Named Gredin.
Squidface? I mean, what is an illithid?
The Illithid are a secret that has been kept from all of you for the entirety of the Third Age. We thought behind the veil would be safe, never have to worry about them again. But they have found us, it seems. I expect none of you are willing to turn tail. And I can assure you that I am not either.
This one does not have a tail.
Yozora's gonna pipe up. We recently learned that this world is home to something called the Forge. Able to basically create anything. And it's woken up because of the actions of somebody else out there.
That does seem to surprise her.
Yeah. Somebody else activated for lack of a better term, a distress signal. And this world responded, specifically the Forge. And with it, the Empire would be unstoppable, be even more than they already appear to be at first glance. We can't afford to fall back on this one.
It does in fact seem that the stakes here are even higher than I might have thought. I simply thought a matter of pride and doing the right thing that we would stay. But now it seems there are stakes.
The stakes
Staggeringly
are-
so.
as
Yeah.
high as they can possibly be. The essence of reality is at stake. Bonnie, how navigable is the bureaucracy at this instant?
Right.
One
who's-
Orleans and Dove, make me insight checks.
Hmm. Ugh.
Okay,
There
we
we
got
go.
one good. We got a good roll.
Dove
Taylor.
might seem a little bit drunk
Hmm.
on blood and life and exuberance,
Hmm.
so maybe a little bit distracted. One who leans, however, you've never seen Pawnee panic until you just see it for a moment. The look on her face is not a good one. Taking a slow breath, Pawnee places her hands on the table and slowly raises her head to look at one who leans. The city is falling apart. The bureaucracy is in shambles. No one is in charge. The Senate argues with itself and with the Arcs. The Arcs do the same back. There are worlds on the brink of destruction. The Raven Queen is the only one attempting at the moment, it seems, to do anything about what is happening on Hatoria. But she is woefully, woefully undermanned and undergeared for what she is up against. She is scrambling all her remaining powers and connections that she has. The problem is the City Lord is missing. No one is willing to step up and take the charge. The Raven Queen does not wish to do it because she doesn't want the extra responsibility. Hero won't do it because he's been running his entire life
Then
from
this
being
one
a
has a
king.
suggestion.
He's not going to start now. Go ahead. What is your suggestion?
If the bureaucracy cannot be relied on to provide the assistance required, then things must be operated at a personal level. Favors must be called in. People, with a sense of responsibility, must be put into action. People we know and trust.
And people we
To do
don't, but people with
and
debt
people we
and
don't.
dirt. I can help you with that.
Anything, any means necessary to get people moving. Whatever documentation says.
I do believe, in fact, that you are correct. And I think what we may have to do is we may have to, at some point, storm the Senate itself and force them to listen.
This one is hoping that by directly interacting with people and their direct charges, operations could be led to fruition without the aval of the Senate.
Still, if we could have the Senate and their backing and the resources of the City of Doors without all the infighting, make our lives a whole lot easier. I know we don't have time for that now, but
The Senate is but an executive assembly. The resources at their disposition are the resources of the city. And if we can act without the Senate's approval, then we already have the resources they can provide.
I do believe that could be arranged. It will take some effort and some finagling on our part, but with the right paperwork and seals, we can put almost anything into action that we might wish. We can move the resources of entire worlds.
This one must precise that it is against its own very nature to suggest something like this. But situation being as dire as it is, it sees no other alternative.
Pawnee nods.
Right now, I believe at this point, the only ones we can really trust are the ones who are on the silly Yozora gestures to the group. The only ones we can trust to be able to do anything at this moment is those of us as the allies we have here on this world. We need to focus on our short term right now. Yes, we can be a draw for the long term as well, but none of that matters if we get wiped out by this Gredin.
We all have tasks, important ones, to be assigned shortly. However, things must be set into motion on a larger scale if we are to have any chance of confronting the will of the Empire.
I was planning to speak with Gale this evening about expediting some resources, but now I believe it's possibly become even more important to do so and to speak with her about a few other things. Before I leave you, I wanted to give you an update on the situation in the surrounding villages, in case, with the time you have allotted and the things you plan to do, you might want to stop in and see what you can do for each one.
Indeed.
Yozora's going to speak up. It's like, and when you're done with that, if I may, could you explain what an illithid is? Because if we haven't heard of it, we can't plan around it.
Absolutely.
And if this is truly an illithid we're dealing with, we're gonna need every bit of information we need on it.
Firstly, there is the former fishing village of Chinpo, where you left a rogue Fey council in charge and gave away people's homes to Fey creatures.
Not my proudest moment.
If you wish to speak to them, it seems you are in fact the only ones they will speak to, as our offer of opening up relations and speaking with them of recent was rebuked, and they specifically requested that the braggadocious Nimskulls with the one well-educated Myconoid would be the only ones that they would talk to.
Right.
So, of course, whatever you wish to attempt to negotiate or will by force with those in Chinpo, you are welcome to do so. The others that you did help, they continue to send supplies and resources, and they are moving quickly to adopt fully the trade and other documents that, she nods to one who leans, that you have managed to come up with. For the Alliance, of course.
An encouraging thing.
Dove is currently, he has taken a piece of paper from his jacket and has placed it on the mantle of the fireplace and is periodically tapping his chin and cheek with a pen and writing things down as they come to mind.
There were some ruins that were discovered near the mining village of Panagar. It seems that their newest branch of the mine they have opened up also had the unexpected side effect of opening up into some strange ruins. While doing so, the elemental and spiritual forces of the earth in the area got agitated and have chased them out of their primary mine. They have a secondary mine that is not as lucrative or as preferred for them that they are currently at. And they have left instructions and directions to the mine that they would prefer to work in, where these spirits and such seem to have become agitated. They would like, perhaps, someone to come along and soothe these spirits and explore the ruins they've uncovered to make sure that it is safe for them to return to work. There is also the village of Tabin, the one whose local bank had been robbed by some bandits. It seems these bandits are getting a little bit more bold and have hit other small villages in the area, taking from them, since it seems the Crimson Bandits are no longer a threat. They seem to be trying to fill the power vacuum, as it were. This has two undesired potential outcomes. One, if they do continue to do this in the area, their adjacency to the territory that Bergres and the city coin lords, the territories that they oversee, the proximity to these bandits may cause them to worry over much, which would then cause them to look and give us more attention than we might currently be wanting to draw, and could, in fact, unfortunately, affect Mech and his efforts there. Second, it could cause mercenaries or other military personnel hired by Bergres to strike out northward and potentially become a problem that we would have to deal with. So the sooner that these bandits can be dealt with, the better for Tabin and for the rest of the area, it seems.
Understood. Dealing with bandits is the first thing we've done since arriving upon this world. This one believes it can be arranged to be done again. Bonnie,
Yes.
another matter is of great import at this moment. Since the Empire intends to advance on our position, sooner rather than later, although this one believes we still have time to prepare. How quickly do you believe? Supposing we obtain the assistance we seek from the City of Doors and the people we know there, how quickly do you believe we can mount an offensive for to the old Crimson Lord stronghold?
As soon as we have the resources and I get the proper paperwork and seals, I could have a army here, a real, honest, true, ready to move, mobile army, in a matter of 12 hours, and we could be on the march. Another 8 after that.
Understood. This one does believe that the first military intervention to be done here is seizing this particular stronghold, as it does provide the Empire at the moment with a theater of operation from which they can expand in the free territories in whichever direction they wish.
On that note, in case we have to play defense, how long do we have? Would you guess that we'd have till this will strikes out at us?
Considering the
Again,
time frame of the first offensive and its size, mounting something capable of dealing with what they've seen would require at least a week.
I can tell you that based again on the way he said it, or rather wrote it, that he would see me on the field of battle after you had failed. We have days before he arrives.
To take us back to the city to answer for our deeds.
Indeed. And I do believe, and I may begrudgingly have to admit, that he himself could be a more than a match for any force we might field at the moment. This may be something that all of you would have to take on alone against him. These villagers and fishermen would be no match for him and would simply become fodder. And it would be you lot versus him in the end anyway.
Mahog, quick little question.
What's up?
On the table on the map, is there? I see some dinnerware and stuff. Is there a knife or a steak knife or anything like that?
There's no knife on the table at the moment, no. There's bowls with like spoons though.
All right. Second question. How late in the day are we?
Late evening.
All right. Bellamy will walk up to Yozora and grab the letter. Slam the letter on, and then she'll slam the letter on the table, stab it with her sword, and use a divine smite on it.
Oh god, that poor table.
On the letter.
It's
yeah,
a
but
divine
it's attached
smite.
to the table.
It's not exactly like you're going. It's not like it's a piece of armor.
I dig it. I dig it. Pawnee
Wither has
will just pick up her tea as you do so. Sip it.
Wither
And
hasn't flinched this whole time, by the way.
And after
He's
that,
looking
Bellamy will simply look straight at Pawnee and sheath back her sword.
Then I do, in fact, wish you luck in that engagement. You will need it.
Yeah, we don't want any more instances of casualties if we can help it. Okay.
I do hope you will be successful, and I will plan for you to be successful. The campaign to take the Crimson Lord's former fortress, I think we will have some assistance there from the north, and even from the Arachni in Akina. Our talks with them have gone well.
Sweet.
Very well. Then, Pawnee, your task will be to secure the arrival of as many troops as possible. And we will settle problems here with as much of the time given as we can.
Now, she looks over at Yozora. To explain what an illithid is.
Yozora's got their notes at the ready. Not that they weren't writing all this crap down as already.
Their story begins very near to the end of the First Age, at least insofar as I have been made aware, as the City Lord and my ex-husband have been so kind to loop me in on all that they are. Duff, you might know this. You can make a history check, see if you know who her ex-husband is.
I had no freaking clue.
These rolls are
Well.
abysmal. I'm busy thinking of certain others in the city.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, there was definitely a chance you knew.
That's
These are
2 ones in a
terrible.
row.
Yeah, what is happening? Dove, why are your dice cursed?
I'd like to point out that it's been a 1, a 20, and then a 1.
Next one should be a 20 then. If we go like this.
At the very edge of creation, the Umbral Elves, in their clandestine operations, who were already responsible for creating the Kinra, attempted to once more replicate the success the Celestians had when they created humans. Only this time, they went about it wrong. There was too much jealousy, too much pettiness, too much darkness and corruption in their methods and in their purpose. And the life form that they created was unfortunately nothing like the humans, or the halflings, or the Furbolg, or the Genasi, or the Kinra even, that had all come before. There was a lacking in that spark of the magic of life itself within this new creation they had conjured forth. And their pettiness and jealousy seem to have somehow psychically leached into the process. And this life form they gave birth to, the Illithid, was a bitter, hate-filled, menacing, unfortunate victim of its creator's failings. They were abandoned at the edge of creation when the Umbral Elves realized how badly they had failed. And it wasn't until sometime in the Second Age when they came back into contact with any of the remnants of the Elven Star empires and the Illithids' pettiness and their jealousy that the humans, the other children of the Second Age other than them, had been given so much favor, so much credit, so much life. And so they were determined then and there that there was no point to life. It is all just suffering and darkness. So they would snuff it out. For everyone else and for themselves. In whatever means possible. Whatever they needed. Whoever they needed to enslave. Whoever they needed to dominate. Destroy. However many worlds they needed to consume. They move like a cancer from world to world, consuming every natural resource, enslaving the locals, murdering them to fuel their war machine. Creations of their very own, these aberrations and horrors. And a few erstwhile species that got caught up in the mix.
Somewhere in BG3, Omilum sneezes.
Yeah, fuck them for using my enemy, damn it.
I love him though. I love Omelon.
They are powerful beyond your reckoning as far as psychic magic goes. They are thought mages of the purest kind. During the war in the Second Age, they hunted down and eradicated to the last the Scions. Now, none remain.
I would assume because they were actually a threat.
Indeed, the Scions were our greatest ally and weapon against the Illithids and their empire. Second was the Shadow Slayers. Though we have recently seen a return of the Shadow Slayers in Wednesday, the young lady who helped to find the Raven Queen once more. She has been trained and has been named as this age's first new Shadow Slayer. trained specifically in arts and capabilities that target and eliminate without discretion the abominations and aberrations that the Illithids are experts at making.
At least there's that.
Does any documentation survives the scions? Research? Notes? Anything usable?
To my knowledge, no. The City Lord, very likely, and I believe this to be true, knows more, and likely is the one who possesses said documents. Able to commune, these Illithid, mind to mind, almost like a single hive entity. Possessing impressively powerful wills and psyches, as well as themselves being expert in all sorts of martial combat. They have dedicated themselves and their lives to becoming pure weapons with one goal, that goal being to end life and bring about the longest night.
So you've known who was likely at the core of the prophecy all this time.
It has ever been suspected. But you know how prophecy can be. It can stretch meaning so that it fits and can be fulfilled. But yes.
I'm fairly certain I already know the answer, given what we were told about the Scions, but did they have any weaknesses? Anything that could be used against them?
The Illithids, rather.
No. That's what I'm saying is that, yeah, I think I already know the answer to this, given that what we were told about the Scions. But do we know any weaknesses? Okay, let me clarify that. About the Illithids. There.
If you are strong enough and able to pierce through their barriers, their minds are also their greatest weakness. That was why the Scions were so successful and so dangerous, because they were so capable of using their thought magic to pierce those defenses. They also had discovered a material, a crystalline material, that they seem to have an aversion to. It seems to interrupt their psychic links and mess with their thought processes. But both the psionic magic and the material have, of course, been lost with the scions themselves.
Oh, can we not order like a bunch of rings of mind shielding?
Get some ion stones. Yeah.
I don't suppose this crystalline substance were anything like this. I pull out my short sword by my lashing fang by the hilt, and just holding it blade down, just flick and let the whip form drop down to the ground.
Oh, Slappy, I could fucking kiss you. I'm so glad you put that together. Pawnee smiles, brings her hands together, placing them against her chin as she offers one single, very subtle nod. I do, in fact, believe personally that the crystalline material that we discovered in the way between realms is at least similar to the material that the Scions once used when they made their weapons and their defenses.
Well then. We've got something to work with.
We will certainly surprise him, at least, I am sure. That being said, even with your weapons, this will be quite a formidable foe. He's had an age or more to perfect his craft, to learn new ways of harming individuals. She looks over at Wither. He was known as a hunter of sorts, and one of his favorite things to do was to hunt down what he called the more beast-like of the humanoids. Leonin and Minotaur were his favorite game, but he's been known to hunt a tabaxi when the effort is worth it.
Same to the H.
Lol, same.
Yeah, it's like Yozor is now just a little bit. Well, it's like they're mentally just very thankful that they're, no one outside the group and the Fey Council over that way knows about them being a kitsune. Because, hey,
And,
yeah.
And has how and what of my home world, since you have known this so long?
Your world was unfortunately lost to the shadow long ago. Any of those that made it out, such as Aaron and his wife and yourself and a few others, are the only survivors to have ever left that world.
And what of the person that found me all those months ago before meeting you?
As far as I am aware, a simple, good Samaritan who did you a solid, taught you what you know, so that you would not be defenseless.
I never learned his name. Do you know of it?
We've been trying to figure that out ourselves. We want to know who and where, so that we can search and see if perhaps there are others like you.
He looks over to Seldov, since he's the only one who really knows my full story. And looks back. My tribe, my traveling tribe, was taken from me. I do not know who. I do not know how. All I know is they were taken, but they were not dead bodies. Not a single one. I searched months for these people, for my family, my tribe, until I was so exhausted, I sat under a tree. And this person, this good Samaritan, found me and trained me. I was still too focused on wanting to find my family that I did not ask this person's name. I do wish to find him and thank him, but I still feel my family is out there.
Is there anything else that you wish to know about the Illithid that I might be able to help you with?
I don't have any more questions. Zora's looking down at their notes and also contemplating their magics, what they could do to help with this whole mess.
If we have access to these crystals from
Knowing
the...
Geddon as I do, and Pawnee slips her teacup up one sleeve, stands, pushes back from the table.
That has to be uncomfortable.
You mean the remains of the table?
Yeah, the remains of the table. Knowing Geddon as I do, you have days to prepare for his arrival, and you will know when he has arrived and is awaiting you. There will be a signal. If you do not answer the signal in a timely manner, I am sure he will destroy Bonnock 2 and the surrounding area before he starts tearing the entire free territories apart looking for each of you.
The crystals available to us. How long might it take to craft them into something usable by us? Offensively, defensively. Something to protect our minds from this thought magic.
When I speak with Gale tonight, we will send message and word to the celestial dwarves to see what they might be able to come up with, what they might have on hand.
Good.
In the meantime,
I flip this
we
paper
shall
over.
secure as much assistance and as many supplies as we can from the other villages in settling their issues.
I have spoke with a couple of tacticians from Akina, Arachni, who arrived, who seemed to believe we were going to be taking on the Empire from a military standpoint. She looks at one who leans and raises a brow slightly. Perhaps they were mistaken or had been given themselves false interpretations. But if you can secure more of the surrounding villages, I do believe that we would, at that point, be able to consider what we have an actual allied theater. The north, the area around Bonnock 2, and the east when it falls to our army. Akina will stand with us.
Good.
Let's do everything in our power to make it so that is the only outcome that will happen.
And yes, while this was not stated explicitly, this one does encourage this interpretation of our intent.
Pawnee smiles at that, gives you a like proud looking nod, like, yeah, that's my mushroom.
Hmm. Bunny,
Yes,
I have something here for you.
please.
In your dealings, to expedite things, this bureaucracy beneath the bureaucracy, I have a shopping list for you. And I hand her the paper I've been writing on during this conversation. And it literally looks like a shopping list. Like it says like a set of initials like AS hyphen a pound and a half of butter, WS, 6 quarts of milk, and like things like that. And it just goes all down the front and back of this paper. Take this to Alexei at the Ring Finger. They'll be able to help you make acquisitions. And for your purposes, what this is, it is a list of influential people in the city and their dirt.
I like it. Pawnee will, in fact, as she looks at the list and curls a brow, as she realizes this is obviously coded, she will simply tuck it away before nodding. And would it be possible to speak to the same individual to perhaps find? She pauses for a moment, her face kind of twisting up this way, and as she tries to figure out how exactly she wants to say this, individuals of less strict moral codes who might be willing to commit near sacrilege?
Well, I'm right here. But, yes, Alexei should be able to help you out with that as well. Failing that, talk to Gordon. He's a little dirtier, less clever, but can get things done.
Excellent. Then I should get this to them as soon as I possibly can.
Good.
A good initiative. In this case, and one of these is gonna pick up a piece of parchment and quickly scribble on it. It's gonna be in Druidic. If you could make sure this arrives in Trelune. This is a request to every Mother Mycelium in every village, every cemetery from which they draw strength from the decay, to produce, to grow as many warriors as possible, and send them to Yomei. It might be a fool's errand, given the limited time frame, but any assistance.
Um.
I'm going to stop there.
She will nod and will tuck that away as well. Looking around at everyone, she pauses, curls one brow. Is there anything else any of you need?
I do believe all that's left on my end is that we need to get started on getting ready, essentially.
Having finished my task of writing the list, I do want to do a quick perimeter around the building to make sure we weren't being listened to by our little rat friend.
Absolutely, go ahead.
I should probably have
That's why
Chibi's
I
just
sent.
Do
I-
Nice.
Why I sent Aiden out as well.
Good thinking. I go right out through the window. Just
When I did detect poison and disease, I'm assuming the rat should have flared up.
Yeah.
If he's got a few,
There's enough poisons on them that you would have noticed. Yeah.
and
okay, 15 perception.
and
check.
syphilis.
Among other venereal diseases.
Does okay. He's clean.
Wow.
It's the incubus in him. He's resistant to it.
It burns it out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna do a little traipse about, go up on the roof, and just
Chibi squeaks in your general direction.
squeak up. Hi. Little pet on his little head.
Pseudo dragon hamster.
If you want to
Oh.
roll for it, Dove, go ahead and roll for it. Otherwise, I'll just use your passive.
You gotta burn out all these single digits.
Yeah. Gotta get them out of the way. Get them out of the way. We got bigger and better things coming up.
Hmm.
So, even with that low of a roll, you still have your passive. You do not detect anyone who seems to be eavesdropping at the moment.
Do I see through his window Uro preparing for bed?
You don't see him at the moment.
Shucks.
Wither still looks at Pawnee. I do have questions, but they will have to wait.
Of course. She will bow her head to you.
Once we get through the well, I will be coming to you.
I suppose depending on the character of this individual, maybe someone at the ring finger could help you track them down.
Mm-hmm. And I hope, when this is all said and done with her, that I have more information to share with you.
I wish you hadn't held it from me.
There was no need to worry you unnecessarily should our theory turn out to be incorrect.
Wither simply nods and walks out the door.
Pawnee will bow and then we'll follow Wither out the door and head her way back to the settlement.
I
Friends,
proposed against the wall, just.
are you all well rested enough?
One second.
For what? I'm feeling
Right?
quite good at the moment. What do you have in mind?
Considering how time is of the essence, this one is envisaging accosting the bandit issue at night.
I agree that we should probably take care of the bandits first. If we can get the money, that's the resource there. Even with the city as it is, we can buy the resources from those who don't care about what the Senate and whatever else is up there. I personally advocate that we leave the Fae for last. We've been informed about the corruption spreading wherever Fae congregate, correct?
Was that a
You
thing?
do know about the corruption in the Fae, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was putting it out to the party, making sure that everybody's on the same, trying to keep everybody on the same page.
Oh, okay.
Are we talking about Rivershore?
Yes, and her people. We're gonna want. Sorry.
Thank
We're
you
gonna want.
for not using the first name.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
We're going to want as much leverage on them as we can, given that apparently we're the only ones they'll deal with.
Are they spreading corruption? I missed that.
Okay, above the table, real quick, from what we were told, there's corruption spreading through the Feywild, and wherever Fey congregate, like the kingdom over there, or I assume this little now settlement, for lack of a better term, it's also starting to leak through from the Feywilds.
Oh, but it's not their fault, is what I'm
No,
asking.
but it's there. There's corruption spreading from wherever the Fey congregate.
Yeah, that might just be a larger issue we can't really do much about.
Yeah, but what it is from Yozora's point of view here, is that it's a tool of leverage. Yozora doesn't want to bring them into the, drag them back kicking and screaming to the Feywild and force them into the, for lack of a better term, the neat little box that is the wild magic plane. But it's like, we can't approach this without a way to make it in our favor. Promising to look into the corruption is a way for us to have a bit of leverage on them. Is basically what Yozora is trying to get at. And giving him more time for the corruption to start seeping through. Also, specifically for Yozora, this is a chance for Yozora to actually see the corruption and get an idea of what specifically they have to deal with, given their ties to the Feywild.
My plan for them was to tell them, I mean, we're fine with you guys staying neutral, but also the other side's kind of trying to end everything. So, I don't know, move your asses.
Yeah. Either way, again, it's like, wanted to, again, leave them for last, give that corruption a chance to start at least manifesting. Again, both as a leverage thing, and so the party and Yozora can see if there's a visible or visual cue, like, I don't know, what the hell is his name from Fern Gully? His one
Hexus.
damn tree. Hexus, yes. His tree that was like, oh, hey.
Tim Curry.
Yeah, that's the sequel, right?
Yeah, but still, for visual representations using that, it's like, oh, hey, all the trees around this one tree are pristine and beautiful, and then you've got this one withered husk that is clearly not healthy.
Okay, I mean, we'll see.
I wouldn't mind leaving them for last. That's quite fine.
Yeah, that's fine. And I mean, apparently we're going bandits first. But
A relatively simpler task, and an important one, I reckon, because we don't want them fucking with Mech's operations. He's a lot to deal with as it is.
He's sensitive,
The smoother we can make it for our associates, the better.
And again, if we have access to the money, assuming we don't have to return it, that's a windfall we can use to just buy anything we reasonably can, either from the locals around us or the city itself.
Indeed, Yozora, it seems you have the choir convinced. However, this one was wondering if we should attempt the task
Tonight.
sooner rather than later. Now, indeed.
How far are they? What was the location we were told?
They were, if my memory serves from the map...
Busy writing, sorry.
No worries. If my memory serves from the map, they're beyond where we dealt with the Oni, if my memory serves. And Mog, feel free to correct me on that.
What was the question?
Where are the bandits?
Where are the bandits being a pain in the neck?
They are south of Bonnick 2, closer to the edge of the territory that Bear Graeus would consider its sovereign. We're in charge of this area.
Yeah, like I said, beyond where we had to deal with the Oni.
I think the question simply is it within reach of reaching it tonight if we leave now?
You would likely be able to reach it before sunup, yes. But it would be a all-night kind of travel situation. seeing how it's already late evening.
And I think that's what the mushroom wants.
The other part is are we mentally available? Because Zora's eyes become.
Well, what I'm asking is that a viable option? If it is, I'd rather do that because at night, some of them have to be sleeping, and also, we save more time.
The time thing I agree with, but at the same time, since it's going to take us all night to get to the area, we're going to be catching them early morning at the best.
What was just said?
If it's before sunup, but immediately before sunup, or with
And
time
it's
to
going
spare.
well. Okay, so the trip from here to Taven would take you probably all night. You'd be getting there as dawn is breaking. There's going to be a bit of an investigation you'll need to do to get a feel around the area to see if you can track down where these bandits are going and then follow the trail to wherever it leads.
I don't think we'll have enough time to take care of it this night.
And that would likely be more difficult at night.
For some of us.
Then this one has an
Yeah.
alternative to propose. If we could hire a cart and take our rest on it while alternating who drives it, we could kill 2 avians with 1 rock.
That works for me. I'm feeling great, but I'm sure I might crash eventually. The party was a lot of fun. I could stand to sit for a while.
With that in mind, that is absolutely something you could do. You do still have the cart in town. You likely would be able to get either, again, one who leans being a horse, or
Yeah.
probably even find one that somebody is willing to lend or sell you, whatever you wish to do if you want to just rent it or buy it. You would likely be able to get a horse and a cart here in town, use it to get to Taven so that you're arriving there in the morning. Speak with the locals there, get a feel for everything, and then head out looking for them in the morning.
Yeah,
Looking
we'll
for
sleep in the
these
car.
bandits specifically.
We'll
Yeah,
sleep
but
on
the-
in the truck.
Yeah, sleep on the
yeah. That's the thing, that we could take care of the long rest and the travel at the same time.
That absolutely is something that can be done.
Well, what is quite
if-
fortunate is that I do have an inn with a stable master.
Don't you mean he has it in with you?
Oh, sorry, I keep saying Taven. It's Panagar where the bandits were.
It appears this might be some sort of reciprocal treatment.
But I'm sure he'll be inclined to help us out with some beasts of burden.
How long do you plan on negotiating?
Ah!
No heavy sarcasm on the word negotiating.
I think we've reached an accord already.
Out of curiosity, what's the if it's a viable, what's the moon like right now? Is it full, half?
It would provide enough light that you would be able to follow this, especially since Panagar and the bandits, they're on a major road, so this will be actual paved road, won't be across wilderness or a dirt road or anything.
And several of us do have very adept night vision.
Yeah.
That's also that.
I don't think anybody in the party is lacking the ability to see in the dark, but I know it's like off the top of my head where dark vision and devil sight specifically, because that's what I've got, differ was I can see like it's some full color, but if my memory serves, dark vision it's just grayscale. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Dark vision does have the details appear in grayscale. Yes.
Sometimes
Okay.
it's red, like the fire ganassi.
And I can see farther
cool.
with the with the goggles I have too. So, but I'm not even there talking about this. So
Yeah.
Chibi's
I'm
keeping an
way
eye on
off.
you. Yeah, Chibi's keeping an eye on you. Don't worry.
Yeah, I believe that sounds like a fine idea. Should I go to speak to Uro right away and get a move on?
The faster we get this going, the better.
Happily. And
Yeah,
I'll
right.
exit the
Sorry, I was just like, we are
Exit the
forcing on a
cabin.
time limit.
I'll just pop out the window once again. Boop. Just sling one long leg over the windowsill and just.
It's just a swinging window now. It's just, every time you just push through. It's like a swinging door. Just...
I did not realize Duff had developed an allergy to doors.
Fellow me standing in front of it. I'm right by it. I got spider climb. I'm good. I'm a nimble boy.
It's fine. It's fine.
So who in the party has the best animal handling?
Hi.
Probably would.
Maybe
That'd
we'll-
probably be either the druid or me.
Oh, no, he doesn't. Okay. Yeah, Wither.
I can-
Wither's not that good at animal handling. He's
I
got a
can talk to
survival.
them, which is a big one.
That's a big one, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking druids.
How do they not break campaigns?
When you arrive, Uro is currently working. Seems to be baling some hay, cleaning some things out. taking
Hello
care of the
again.
animals.
Sorry to bother you once again.
Of course, it's never a bother. Welcome back. Are you done? Is private time over with them, and now we could start private time together again?
We are on a bit of a time crunch, unfortunately. I was hoping to ask you for a bit of a favor. Perhaps I can
Oh.
offer you a quick one as well. But we are looking for some...
Reach around for a cart.
yeah. Yeah. Perhaps we could come to an arrangement regarding some... I eye his physique up and down. Some... powerful beasts to pull a cart for us. This night.
Oh. Immediately. Well, there's still the cart that you all brought with you when you came back a few days ago. So, the cart's not a problem. Pauses for a moment as he looks at some of the animals and kind of lets his gaze wander. All things considered, in truth, I can and will do it. I can get you set up, get you a powerful horse that's been fairly rested most of the day, and it can draw your cart for you. It's the least that any of us here can do after all you've done for us.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I don't think you fully understand what it means to all of us to see you not only stand up against the Empire, but to almost do it on our behalf. I'm very grateful.
Dove's smugness almost cracks for a second. Just... It is... It is no trouble. I'm sure we would oppose this holier than thou force, one way or the other. But, and I'll go close to him and just get close to his chest.
Hey, you short
But the-
king.
Oh, excellent timing on that. Oh my god. But your favors are very appreciated as well. And I will caress his abs, reach down, and perhaps offer him a favor to get him. He's already enthusiastic, but honestly, this is Dove kind of trying to dismiss the compliment and take control of the situation by making it salacious.
One for the road.
Yeah. Yes, he's going to have a sip. Not of the blood. He's going to drink straight from the tap, as it were.
Absolutely.
Left
Earl
one
will-
cold water.
Push him,
right
push him
one
back,
soft.
push him back against the hay bale, and just go down and yum yum.
Earl will stop you before you do and pull you back up to your feet. Grinning, this very predatory, like triumphant grin. Earl just shakes his head. I have work to be done in preparing your cart. And I expect you to repay twofold when you return. You will, of course, return.
Of course.
Blocked by responsibility.
Yeah, holy shit. I was like, oh, all right. He's still feeling the oats from his new, like, transformative abilities, new unlocked abilities, but, like, he definitely appreciates Oro being like, oh, I'll have it. Like, yes, you will.
And I mean,
I'll
of course,
return.
we're gonna return like with what all we've invested into this place. And
Right?
if we win, real estate's gonna explode. I mean, we gotta keep this on the wraps.
Absolutely.
I'll stand up and sort of like that awkward moment of like recomporting myself. Just I was just about ready to go down, but right, and just regain my poise. Then I won't keep you yet.
Earl laughs, elated. Just he's excited to get that. It was a good time. He's looking forward to more. But again, time and place for everything, and he is nothing if not a consummate professional.
Oh, of course, same. I'm a professional consumer, professional at consummating.
Hey. But yes, Earl will absolutely set to his task of preparing your cart and your horse.
All right.
Who was it that had the haversack?
Oh, Dove.
I come out like I'm a little almost abashed, like, it's just.
This was rather brief. This one has heard that it could be a cause of disappointment in other humanoids.
Oh, not if you get the job done quickly.
Understood.
He's fast at work, acquiring some beasts of burden for us. As I said, we've already come to an understanding.
Yes, you have
and I-
mentioned this before.
He and I will, you and I will speak further on the matter when we return. Are we all mostly ready to go? I don't think there's much more I must do before dealing with these bandits.
This one is indeed ready.
Where did Wither go?
This one believes he has remained in the area and should be available upon the completion of the preparation.
Well, I guess that's
Alright.
as cute as any.
Sounds good. Oro will bring us the cart and the animals.
Understood. This one believes it will take its first turn as a Rothe to draw the cart.
Oh, very well. I think he's getting us two, which should be sufficient, but sparing the labor on the horses
Well,
will be fine.
It would assist somewhat, but the main purpose of it would be to procure dark vision for myself.
What did you say we were gonna be?
A Rothe. A big goat.
Oh, okay. Bah.
Bah.
Scream.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And faint.
There's a few Rothe in the Underdark on the Duergar base.
Okay.
Is everyone ready?
Azor, who had been about to check in with Wither, is just like, give it just a moment.
Yeah, what are you up to?
What Wither always does when he is deep in thought. He's whittling.
Sitting in a tree.
Mhm.
KSSSI.
And Aiden is, as Jazora probably already noticed, he is actively blocking at the moment. He This is the second time he has felt this. The first time was when he felt the prophecy, so to speak. And he's just reeling, so to speak, and just deep in thought. He's actually got his goggles down, not even having his eyes
Just your
showing.
name that jumps to the Empire. Yeah, halfway there to be in the title. What wouldn't would they worm? Hi, baby. No, that sound alert was perfectly timed.
He's just breaking off branches here and there. Could I make, while I'm doing this, can I possibly try and make arrows?
I don't know if you have that kind of time.
You likely don't have the time to really fletch any arrows up there. You can be working on whittling down shafts for arrows, absolutely. But actually making the arrows, probably not.
Out of everyone in the party, I didn't think it would be Wither working the shafts.
Yazor's going to be standing there for a few minutes, not trying to get by Aiden, because seeing one who leans and Seal Dove come up, it's like, Wither, you okay? We're getting ready to head out.
Wither just throws a finished shaft down there. Let me know when we're ready.
Cart will be here shortly. Felemy? Look around the corner, see what Felemy's doing.
You'll see Felony gathering up blankets and pillows and basically making a big hay bale-like shape with them, and then just putting that thing on her shoulders like with surprising familiarity.
Oh, we're
and
gonna
then
have
heading your way.
we're gonna have a nice nest in the cart. God, that sounds kind of cozy, actually. That sounds like comfy.
Oh, and while we have a moment, I'm gonna cast a 3rd level good mushroom.
Hmm.
So we can distribute 2 good mushroom each. That would heal 1d6 plus 6 HP.
God. Oh my god.
How long do these last again?
Oh, last day.
24 hours.
Yeah. Oh. These are plump.
It's +6 now.
Yeah,
All right, 1
'Cause
second. Let me
it's-
update this.
because it's 3rd level. The berry, well, the mushroom gives 1, and it's +2 plus spell level with the life cleric.
So everybody should be able to get 2 of those good mushrooms for 1d6 plus 6 healing.
I just updated the one that's in my inventory. If that makes it, if that's all right.
If it heals the correct amount, then yeah, that's fine.
Said 1d6 plus 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gonna try rolling one to see if it does the correct amount.
That one is still healing 1d6 plus 4.
All right. Can I eliminate that one and get a new one then?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Just
put it in
drag-
the chat.
Drag it from the
Yeah.
chat, and you'll be good.
Yep.
Just delete
just
the
tried
old
to use-
one.
I just tried to give myself 6 of the bloody things. That's not right.
Don't
I
eat
got
the
mine
whole box of
working just fine.
donuts.
Yeah, 1d6 plus 6. Looks like that one's working right.
Mm.
Yeah, you can either adjust the one on your sheet already or drag that new one onto it and get rid of the old one. And you should each have 2, you said?
Yes, because there's 5 of us and there's 10 mushrooms.
Cool.
I'll just grab them on my way by you, if anything. But
Aiden doesn't get any.
Any other preparations before we head out?
No, seems about
I
it.
think I'm set.
So I could think of.
Yeah.
Unless a couple of you want to get married.
Not really a commitment
thank
kind
you.
of guy.
Earl will arrive eventually. Your cart is ready. He will
Perfect.
gesture to where it is on the other side of town, so you can head out and head south along the Gold Road.
Thank
This
you.
one thanks you, Euro.
Of course. We here in Bannock too. We thank each and every one of you as well.
Hmm.
Good luck.
As the youngsters in Trillium say, GLHF.
Before Wither can get past Yozora, Yozora's just like, I know it may not seem like much given everything, but produces a brush. I know being brushed can help calm me down. Just this awkward.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
So
This-
cute.
It's awkward because it's like, again, Yozora's this. Oh, hey, their secret's just been thrown out to the whole
Mhm.
group. So it's like this is something they've been doing in private. It's like brushing out the tangles from their fur and whatnot. But it's like, if you would like, I can try and see if this will help with yeah. It sounds stupid when I put it that way, doesn't it?
Oh my God.
It's so adorable.
Wither kind of looks at him and it's just like, he doesn't really say much. He doesn't say really anything, but it does. He makes his expression makes it seem that it didn't go unnoticed, and he just kind of walks by them and just puts a hand on his shoulder for a second and just keeps walking.
Meow.
And it isn't in a sense of any sense of offense. He's just got a lot on his mind.
Making a nice cozy cart ride, just brushing his back.
Well, it's not like Yozora has any reason to hide it from the party anymore.
Dove
Yozora's like, sigh, puts away the brush. Like, I tried.
Dove will walk
Sorry.
past Oro and I'll see you soon. And just like squeezes his bicep.
Or
And
will
goes
be a
to the
little
cart.
forward and give your butt a squeeze.
Wouldn't we be going south, by the way?
Yeah, but we're getting to the car first.
Oh,
Yeah,
No,
good point.
and
the
this
Mog
is
pointed
just
over
like
here.
this is just like a dirt path that leads to wilderness.
Okay.
The actual road, you need to head west out of town and then south.
Feel me just making away with that giant bale of pillows and blanket.
Gonna be so cozy.
Yeah, this is a big pile of blankets. Like I want to ride in that cart.
Right?
Either way, Zelda might recognize a few of these blankets and pillows.
Oh yeah, they were laid across in the forest, in the clearing.
Were they clean since then?
I hope not.
Fuck, I don't know. Yeah, oh, I hope not. Don't wash the stank out.
No, let me just shrugs or one free shoulder.
Wither won't be in the cart to start off with, by the way. He will be running ahead,
Okay.
scouting.
Yeah, but we're gonna.
You're gonna need your
I
sleep.
mean, we want to take a long rest on the cart, so we're probably gonna take turns.
At first, he'll take his rest. No worries. He's just got to tucker himself out first.
Yeah, he's got to get his zoomies out.
So everybody go ahead, feel free to complete a long rest. The journey will be uneventful for the most part.
There'll be some small talk on the road. Since there's just a little bit of night travel, a little bit of car drive. It's a long drive. Like being in a car for 8 hours kind of sucks. So there's plenty of time to talk. So Yozora.
Yes.
Always known you smelled a little different. No offense. There's that sweetness about you. I assumed it was just being Fae in general. But you're actually a Kitsune all along.
Please don't spread it around.
No, don't worry. If there's anything I'm good at, it's keeping secrets.
Yozora's gonna pause.
And
It's like,
learning them.
I really hope so. I don't exactly exaggerate when I say my life could depend on nobody finding out that I'm not exactly as I look right now, gesturing to their disguise. Or to
And-
themselves in their human form.
I do understand that quite intimately. There are certain environs in which it is in my best interest to keep my nature under wraps as well. You all have learned much more about me than anyone ever has.
I'll be honest, if I had had my way, none of you would have found out. What's that saying I remember hearing? 3 people can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead.
I am well familiar with that saying.
Oh, damn, Ysori's a little dark.
It does stand to reason that the broadness of the scope of our undertaking does put our individual worries into perspective.
As long as our secrets don't get us killed.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to keep I was trying to keep mine. While I don't know a whole lot about my people, besides from what I've researched, given that I don't think I've actually met another Kitsune my entire life.
Yes, your people were supposed to have been sacrificed to keep the Empire of the Void away.
I'm somehow connected to the person, whoever the hell casts the spell to keep them off that planet.
I see.
But on top of that, from what I've learned from going through my family's archives, people tended to hunt my kind, believing that they could use our tales to strengthen whatever magic they wanted to use.
Were they
Hogwash
right?
on it. Hogwash, as far as I know. But at the same time, various people nearly hunted on other planes, my people to extinction.
I see. I'm sure that it's no small weight to bear. My kind.
Yeah.
Well, there are, as far as I know, there are no others like me. Other than whatever abominations the patron of the undead. Sorry, what was it? Dying or dead? The undying or undead?
For which one? What's the context?
Mikhail Stroganov. Ruthven.
Ruthven
Yeah.
is the patron
buy you a drink.
Is the patron of the undying.
The undying, then. So the
I'm sorry, the undead. Undead.
The undead is my daddy.
Ravencroft.
Undying is fuck. Shit. Ravencroft is the undying.
And Ruthven is the undead.
Is the undead. Okay. So my
Whichever one that Dove is not bending a knee to.
I've bent the knee for a few folks, but given circumstances. But yeah, other than those that Ruthven has apparently been utilizing as soldiers, I can't help but wonder if I am just like them. If I was a prototype or a next step or whatever.
If it is at all reassuring, this one is living proof that attitudes can change, as its species has had its fair share of discrimination that was overcome over time.
Right. Your presence on your own world was born from hatred and bigotry. An attempt at
In a way of
extermination.
speaking, yes. This one's and its species' way of feeding was met with revulsion in most humanoids. This attitude was shifted over decades.
If it is any
Encouraged
consolation.
by
sorry.
cooperation.
You found something to grow from. Lucky. If it's any consolation, Yozora, you'll meet with no judgment from me. We all have masks. I look at one who leans. Yours is kind of a half mask.
When he's kind of touches his face. Ha!
The other reason I was trying to keep it a secret was, from what my research said, that all kitsune their disguises are the same gender they are. Obviously, Yozora once again gestures to themselves and how they're now looking like an elderly human man as opposed to a young adult female human. It's like, yeah. Whoever the individuals I'm now hunting, no, I'm hunting for them. They'd be looking for anybody in the proper age range of females. Who would expect me to look like this?
So that's something that you have some manner of control over.
I'm fairly certain I'm a bit of a unique case, having grown up in the Feywild. Above table, would I be able to just, alter my appearance on the next time I were to, cast a disguise on myself if I have to? Or
Yeah,
is
if you want
that
a different disguise, you can do so. Absolutely.
okay? Sorry, and wasn't very clear in that homebrew, so I wanted to make sure.
Interesting.
I do believe I could assume a more appropriate, if you will, disguise. But again, most people will be looking for, to know I'm hunting them, would be looking for me, but not I.
Right.
If this one can be honest, all non-fungal humanoids do look the same to it.
Oh, bro.
Mhm.
Bro! You can't just say that.
I thought the mushroom was a diplomat.
Come on, bruh. It's the third age. We can't be saying things like that. Well, we seem to be learning much more and more about each other as this journey goes on. And about ourselves. and Dove will just let his wings out. I had no idea I had this in me. You Fae individuals, all of you, the mix of you, are so adept at bringing out the best in me.
For the record, while this entire conversation's been going on, Yozora's been running their brush they were offering to use on Wither, basically in the air. But now that everybody knows that they're kitsune and this disguise, it's just through their tails.
Oh, so you have been like brushing the tail invisibly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. Again, it's like before all of this, Yozora was doing this like when they were alone, because it's like simple grooming. They don't have to hide this anymore from the group. There's no point.
It's true, Seldov. This one does wonder about the logistics of storage of those new appendages.
Very carefully.
I think it's something I'm going to have to explore. It feels so right. But it is hard to keep going for long. It's a lot. Here, take a look then. And I'll ride the transformation out for the full minute and then just and let them sink back into, like, fold back, and I guess they would fold back, compress, and then just be pulled down beneath my skin. And most likely for the first moment beneath the skin, you would see, like, folding up an umbrella and like sticking it into its sleeve. Like, you would see that, like, that folded umbrella of bone and muscle be like slide down beneath the skin of his back before sinking back into the musculature itself.
Interesting.
What did it look like? I can't see from here.
Have you ever seen a feline creature sneak under bed sheets?
Yes, like that. Huh.
I'm sorry.
Makes sense. It does feel like it hurts a little. It feels like, well, kind of like a first entrance. But the sleeving underneath my skin and then a pressure into my back. It's much like a first entrance. Uncomfortable, but feels kind of good. I assume my tail does the same.
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just
It's at
pops
this
out.
it's at this point where they're kind of hops into the back.
What y'all talking about?
And he still isn't really talking much. Almost, I mean, he's just like, I've got the first watch. Everything's clear out there. And he just kind of tucks back into a corner and just lays down.
Wither.
I sort of look to you, Zora, in the brush. I'm like, he's asking for it.
Wither. Considering the tremendous amount of danger we've already been through together as a group, it stands to reason that it would be safe to open up to us about issues you might be facing.
Mother kind of looks up. It's just a lot to take in right now. I'm not ready. And just, he does look to Yozora and is like, your request earlier, if you feel like it will help, you may. And doesn't move.
No, Wither. On your time, of course, but are you sure? I could deduce. You've opened up to me, you know? You feel betrayed, don't you? You feel lied to.
For the record, Yuzora cleans the brush off of their fur and starts carefully working it through Wither's fur.
You think you should have known from the start. But information was hidden for you. Hidden from you. Very important information about who you are, what you are. Your people.
I will get my answers when it is convenient. We are focused on a task at hand right now.
True.
And it is likely that everything going forward will be a lot to take in. And it is unlikely we will feel ready for it. But together, we shall go through the steps of preparation.
That's extremely true. There are many things you are never ready to face, but you will face them regardless.
He looks over to Seldov. If you wish to share with them what I have told you, you are welcome to it. I do not wish to burst out into tears on this again.
Poor kitty. Well, this poor soul lost all family he had, traveling with a tribe of nomads, hunters, wilderness roamers. Left to scout, left to hunt, left to gather, as usual, any other day, and returned to no one, and no sign of anyone. Just this mysterious sudden disappearance. The rest you brought up in the cabin with Pawnee. You reposed beneath the tree until you were found by some passerby, a fateful one. And again, when the dust has settled to some degree, for this immediate issue, I'm sure I have plenty of connections that can help track down this person in the City of Doors. If that is where they remain, or since that is where they brought you. But that feral hunting instinct we see so often brimming to the surface of our friend Wizard, I think we know why it boils so much. The drive to hunt down whomever is responsible for taking those closest. And to indeed hunt down his family to find them. We might understand more than you think. You can open to us. We'll make you stronger, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, make that sound threatening. Yeah. Ahem. I will fully admit, I'm not really in a position to fully understand. I don't have any immediate relation to this incident. No experiences to immediately to draw upon. But I can do I can do my best. Continues brushing Through Wither's fur, carefully working out the knots and whatnot.
Oh, Wither's got to be filthy.
He didn't wash it from the battle, so it's still that way.
Prestidigitation and a brush are wonderful little work togethers.
Mm-hmm.
I am doing my best to not, pull at the mats and whatnot and hurt Wither. This is supposed to be a relaxing time, not I just tore off a strip from its back.
And yes,
I wouldn't be
that
brushed.
is correct. Every individual has a limit to the amount of emotional baggage they can process on their own. Even Zeldov.
Hmm.
To that effect, this group has grown closer already and should endeavor to continue to do so.
He looks up to all four of you, and he's starting to feel the fatigue.
Mhm.
He's like,
Oh,
I appreciate it. As it may be a combination of him running himself so much before that, and the brushing for that
the
matter.
brushing. Yeah, it's gotta be so relaxing.
He kind of looks up. I will hold you to that word, and he just kind of lays his head down and just closes his eyes.
By the time he wakes up, he will be clean and fully brushed and fluffy.
Oh,
God.
poof. Nice and shiny. Dove will pull on one of his clove-ass cigarettes before putting it in his little tin and getting a nap while one who leans goes goat and pulls the cart.
I'm gonna go be a goat.
Oh my God.
Bellamy would just be sitting in the coach seat and just relaxing while one who leans take the lead and ready to drive whenever he decides his turn is over.
Yep. And since we already know that the trip is gonna be uneventful, I guess we're done.
Yeah, nothing
Yay, RP.
assaults you or comes across you on the way.
Good.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. And I'm feeling good.
I gotta ask, how does Wither feel now that he's been brushed out? And his fur is clean.
No knots. All the clumps are
It's a
out.
strange feeling for him.
Strange good, I hope.
It's not a feeling he's felt on this journey, if that says anything. You probably noticed many more knots than you can think than you would think would be over the course of what we've done.
Oh.
The only time that water has touched his skin, or touched his fur, rather, I should say, was when he dove into it.
Oh my god. Babe, look what I still have.
And he has not washed it. So it is, instead of being the dark black
Scary.
that it is, it's more of a lighter gray now.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Thank you, prestidigitation magic. Yeah.
That was greasy.
Yeah. It's like maybe a shade or two lighter.
That's so
maybe.
good. I love it.
Damn, that means I fucked a dirty pussy.
Oh god.
Hey, you know what? BBH, who has it from time to time?
I was going to say something, but then Dove spoke up and I blue screened.
Oh my god.
Yeast.
Yo. Oh no.
Making muffins in there?
Oh. Oh
Oh
goodness.
my gosh.
Oh, that got a rise out of me.
Ah!
Anyways, Zora probably spent most of their time that they had working on Wither's fur. Just carefully trying not to wake them up. It's like prestidigitation, careful brushing. Probably not up to the standards to keep their own fur, but that's Zora also probably routinely takes care of their own fur.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and yeah, I got a feeling the session's gonna be called soon. Can we get like a little description of what's going on here?
I see a bank.
Absolutely. As you roll down the Gold Road and eventually arrive here in Panagar, it's very early in the morning. You can see smoke billowing out from the various chimneys around. There is one large building that very obviously seems to be like the local tavern or inn. People will likely stay here overnight. You get that just looking at it. You're like, that's the inn. The other large building, you can see there is a armed individual standing outside of it. They're currently, as you roll up, leaning against the wall, having a smoke. But as the cart arrives and you all start to, become active and, making yourselves known, disembarking, whatever it is you're doing, you see them, quickly, this rolled cigarette that they've made, they look at it, like, there's this panic. Dove probably recognizes immediately of, I just rolled this, I just want to smoke it, now I have to do my job, as they flick it, stomp on it, grab their weapons, and start striding towards all of you. Oh, all of you, stay right where you are. Don't move a muscle. We're not having any more of these bandit nonsense. There's nothing else to take from the bank.
Oh,
So
well.
turn,
Greet
get
you.
out.
Oh, well then, I guess we should probably just turn around and head home then.
Mr.
Have a-
Ned, Mr.
good day.
Ned, there's another group. Get the boomstick, please, Mr. Ned. and you hear this call from inside as this guy's like turned back, yelling at the building, and you hear this.
Sir, this one greets you. We arrived from Banak 2. We are here to deal with the bandit issue.
Meanwhile, Felomid just completely ignores the guard and just keeps on packing all the blankets and cushion into the haversack.
Eventually, a turtle emerges from the bank. He's got these very nice looking silk robes wrapped around himself and his shell. He's carrying what looks to be a wand, and it's like wavering in the air dangerously. Like he's not really aiming this very well. And he arrives. Now hold on a minute. You'll stop right there. Don't move another muscle. I will use this.
Well, if there's no more money in the bank, I think our job is done.
Still
Zelda,
ignoring
Really?
all the commotion.
please.
Wither just stretches and just continues to walk, and just pays no attention to the guard.
I'll leave it to one who leans to actually de-escalate the situation.
Make another move, Kit Kat. I will burn you.
He Wither just hears that and he just looks at him, and he is going to hang on.
And Yuzora, I will allow you an Arcana check to try and determine what it is Mr. Ned is holding.
Copy that.
A wand of self-fireball.
Yep.
I also just noticed I don't have a spell I thought I had, and that's on me.
Yep. Wither will just turn and look at him and just be like, "What did you say?" 3 times with 3 times as loud.
Oh, for the love of...
It's a wand with 5 charges of power word kill.
Criminy.
And one who leans, what are you doing?
I'm inventing a little bit, and I'm saying, Sir, this one greets you. This group intends no harm. We have come from Bernak 2. We are an envoy representing the Solstice Alliance. We are here to deal with your bandit issue.
Now that we have a free minute at dealing with our own mess.
All right. So, as one who leans tries to calmly explain the situation, Wither escalates and shouts back with thaumaturgy, this massive, "What are you talking about?" Mr. Ned flails,
fuck you say?
screams, fires off scorching rays into the air that harmlessly go off into the air, don't hit anyone, falls on his ass, and screams in panic. Wow! Kid is going wild! Look out!
Right. That's enough of that. Misty Step.
The guard, being closer, heard one who leans, stops what they're doing, offers a bit of a weak smile, and watches as this poof of magic and Yuzora misty steps closer.
I'm grabbing the wands like, enough of that. Calm down. We don't want anybody being hurt.
Hey, you give that back. That's ours, perfect ours. Bank, you get out of here. Give me that. Give me that, then you get out of here.
Until everybody's calmed down, I will hold on to this. It's not being used. He's holding it by the middle, or Yozora's holding it by the middle. It's like not pointing it towards anybody. We don't want anybody being hurt. We're here peacefully.
No, Mr. Ned, please. I think these are the ones that Cestia were talking about. I think they're here to help. Oh! Why didn't you just say it?
This
Give me
one
that back.
did.
Twice,
Say
in
your other
fact.
things you gotta say.
This one has reiterated this exact statement twice.
I'll hop out of the
I
cart and
couldn't
stretch my
hear the
legs.
kitty was shouting.
Fair enough.
Don't call me a kitty. And his voice is still
Mm.
3 times as loud. So
Oh,
You see, you're still
Please.
shouting. And the old man's got my boomstick.
it's early with it, please.
and it should have
we-
worn. After that, it should have worn off by then. So
Can we not wake up the entire village, the place we're trying to help, and have them all aiming to kill us?
Yes.
Please.
Thankfully, now that the misunderstanding is dissipated, we can return your self-defense instrument.
Oh,
Okay. Yuzura looks at the wand, looks at the elderly portal. It's like, I'm going to regret mentally. Anybody's paying attention will just see the mental, just like broadcast across their
Mhm.
foreheads. Like, I'm going to regret this, and go and return the wand.
Thank you. It's much appreciated. You're fine, old man.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Now, y'all better come inside. We'll talk about this. Rodney,
No, there's not actually an old man.
keep an eye
Really?
out.
Actually.
Rodney, the bank guard, will look sadly over on the ground where their cigarette is now crumbled and useless.
I take out my little
Meanwhile-
tin and just like flick it up. So one of my clothes come out and I just Rodney.
He will look over at Dove as if Dove has saved his entire day. Thank you.
Mhm.
You have no idea. Mr. Ned will then turn around and stalk aside. Come along, we got a lot to talk. Meet me in my office.
I look I look and hear Ned and I'm like, yeah, I think I get it.
Ned will make his way inside to his office. There is a teller who is already just like leaned against the counter. Just you can see the headache started.
before Yozora walks away, he puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "Thank you. I feel much
Oh, look
better."
It's Fanny's next boyfriend.
Bunny.
I'm just doing what I know works for me.
Ah, he's so cute.
Oh, wow.
And then outside, you may have noticed that the door on one building had opened and an individual was standing there in the door watching the scene outside.
Yeah, like a bat, mouse,
Little rat folk.
ratty.
Oh.
Big ears, big ol' ears.
Big old ears, nice little face mask that they wear.
Neat.
That's cool.
Ooh, nice little masquerade mouse.
Alright again.
Masquerade.
Alright again.
And then at one of the other buildings, one of the windows had gone opening and someone had leaned out to watch as well.
Only one? One who leans?
She's cute too.
Ooh, another druid.
She looks
Alright.
droidy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make her my disciple.
Oh, same with this bunny for me.
But anyways, in response, whether it's like Yozora's like, no worries, I'm just doing what I know works for me. It's very relaxing to just use the brush.
Oh, hi there.
It's
I say to the cute, the precious little bunny boy. Oh, hello there. Hard day already.
You have no idea. It's already started,
You
and
have,
it's barely after sunup.
you have my sympathies. I'd lean forward on the counter a little bit. Don't worry, we're here to help. I hope to make your job and your life much easier shortly.
If that's true and you manage it, you can have anything you want. I'll open the vault. I don't care.
I'll keep that in mind. Hmm.
He's gonna want you in the vault.
Yay. Open my vault.
The rest of the party can make their way to Ned's office in whatever manner and however much time they wish. Outside, Randy's going to once more lean against the wall and enjoy a nice clove cigarette as he's just he has that first smoke and he's and then he like makes a signal like to the gods, to the sky, and he's and then continues on. And that is, yes, where we'll call it for today.
Can I add a little flavor to that?
Absolutely.
He didn't light it. Aiden lit it for him.
Yay, helpful.
Okay,
Just
okay. Yeah, he puts it in like
Learn
his
the
mouth
whole
and he's
thing.
like going to light it, and Aiden's just like foosh.
Mhm. Cute.
And he had his he was very precise with it too. So it
I was gonna say you lit the cigarette and the eyebrows.
And watching this
One of those-
dragon, breathe this quick, very precise puff of fire to help light a cigarette. Randy's just both eyebrows crawl up his forehead. He just, morning to you too. Gives a little nod to Aiden.
Aiden nods back and takes the other side and watches.
Yeah, that's where we'll call
Park.
for today. And next week we'll be back with some more.
Yo, GG, well played.
Great. Yay, yay. And the roleplay. Yummy.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was some good shit. It's my favorite because it's never the shit I plan.
Yay.
Yeah. I know, technically speaking, I don't have a brush listed in my inventory, but I figured it
Who
makes
gives a
sense.
fuck? That
We'll
was
be
so
okay.
fucking cool.
It's good.
Fucking, you got inspiration for that shit. I love that so fucking much.
Oh,
Are you kidding
wait,
me?
seriously?
Hell fucking yeah.
Okay, so I'll take that on top of. Okay. Let me throw that on my
Little
character sheet
personal
then.
items like that. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm
That
gonna
delighted me to no end. That was magnificent. Just Zor's like, sometimes like a good brushing. Fuck yeah. I love that shit. That was so good.
well, I've now got the ability to bring this stuff up because, again, logically, it makes sense that Zora's taking care of their fur in private because nobody's supposed to know about them being non-human. And now that the party knows, it's like I can at least offer, like, I've got this, a natural fur brush.
So good. That was so fucking good.
I love the no, we're actually here to help, and right next to us, what the fuck you say to me, bro?
Yeah, that's so good.
I had to. Wither's not a morning person.
Yeah, yeah. Grumpy kitty.
Clearly.
Yeah, I thought Dove's smartassery was gonna be escalating the situation mostly, but no, we got a grumpy cat.
After the evening and into the night that he had, why wouldn't he?
Yeah, that was magnificent.
I was sort of hoping that the brushing would have helped alleviate that.
It helped a little bit.
Let me guess, to the extent.
Yeah,
that
that's
you-
why the girl is like,
It
Right.
it went to the extent of he wasn't going to go off on anybody that didn't deserve it.
Yeah, apparently this old man has a way of this old turtle has a way of trying people's patience.
Exactly. I could sense it as he was slowly starting to wake up.
One of those, oh fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like one of the, like he's not really a bad guy, but God, he's so exasperating.
Like already trying even one who leans with patience. I did say that
That one
2 times, in
turtle.
fact.
That one
This one
turtle
did
has a
say
habit of snapping at people. We know
T.
what kind of
That was so
turtle
good.
he is.
A frustrating
yeah,
one.
there you go.
Yes.
By the way, I loved what you did, Mog. I appreciate it. I'd been waiting for that for a while. I know I'd been asking
Mhm.
on several occasions, and I appreciate it. And I
A
figured
little ooh.
I didn't want to take over and start asking tons of questions of Pawnee.
No, absolutely. Like I said, there's plans. Slappy. When you're like, oh, a substance that they're weak to? Is it like this?
Oh, this?
You beautiful bastard. Holy shit, that was so good.
Wonderful. Yeah, the little reveal. He just takes out the sword with the blade pointing down, and just like the whip just coils on the floor.
I'm glad we gave it
Oh.
to you.
Yay!
A view of all people.
And you know what's
You
really
deserved
cool?
it.
Oh yeah, awesome! Thank you. You know what's really cool with this new connection to his concubus side. Now he knows how to use the whip. Yee.
Properly, yeah.
That's
But yeah,
very
that
exciting.
was magnificent. Thank you all very much. I had a blast. I hope you all had some fun. I hope it was a good time, and I'll see you guys next week for more.
It's
Yes,
been
wonderful.
a blast all
Yes.
day.
We're going to send you over to Shrum on this side. We just came from our little farming village, and he's playing Stardew Valley. So we're going from cozy RP with some drama to Shrum with less drama but more cozy. Say,
And as soon as my stuff catches up, I'm going to be sending my lot over to Ari Kato, who's doing Baldur's Gate 3.
Yo, hell yeah!
great.
Really need to work my way, get back into playing the Baldur's Gate games I've got.
Oh. Sorry, I was looking for this alert on here.
Apparently, I can't actually rate her.
okay.
Of course, fun.
Shit, I had a drama from Angel Dust on my little alert clips, but it's not on my stream deck right now. I gotta put it on there. But yeah, the RP and the drama.
That was great.
It's
Yeah.
yummy.
Man, that was so cool.
Wither needed more drama. Something to sink his kitty teeth into. So let's go ahead and send a little raid over to Shrum. Give him a ride on that meat train and give him a Slapitugasm. If you don't have Slapitugasm, why the fuck not? But give him any gasm you got, because what's a gasm between friends after all? Now, yes, come back next week for more Jump to the Empire. Come back on Saturday for Storm Riders. And on Sunday, I hope, I trust, depending on availability, once again, for Level Heads. And the cycle continues ad infinitum. I'll see you all next time. Until then, stay easy. Sparkle.